Hi, hello, this is Giri, teaching 10th Mathematics, the first chapter, real numbers. Here is the alternate calendar, third week. And now, this is the syllabus given for us for 4 weeks. We already covered first week and second week, now we are in third week. This is the syllabus for third week. Using the already learned methods of representing real numbers on the number line, students may be encouraged to locate numbers like root x, where x is a decimal number, on the number line and justify the method mathematically. The second point, students may be sent different groups of numbers such as 2 to power 1 by 2, 2 power 3 by 2, 2 power 5 by 2, etc. and asked to arrange them in ascending or descending order, and they should be encouraged to justify it. According to the first point, the student has to locate the rational numbers and irrational numbers on the number line. According to the second point, the student should be in a position to arrange the given sets or given irrational numbers in ascending order and a descending order also. Now, let us look at this. How to represent a rational number on a number line. How to represent a rational number on a number line. Let us represent 1 by 3, minus 1 by 3, 0, 2 by 3 and minus 1 on number line. Now, in order to represent either a rational number or an irrational number on a number line, we already come across what is a number line. A number line is nothing but a straight line which extends up to infinity on both sides. You can observe this. This is the straight line. On this straight line there are infinite number of points, and every point on this number line represents a unique real number. A real number means both rational numbers and irrational numbers together are called real numbers. Therefore, every rational number can be located on the number line and every irrational number can also be represented on the number line. Now here in this question we have to find out 1 by 3, minus 1 by 3, 0, 2 by 3 and minus 1. We have to locate all these numbers on this number line. Now if you observe, the given numbers are rational numbers. They are in p by q form. First of all, let us learn how to represent these numbers on the number line. Now, in order to represent these numbers, you verify the given fractions. The first fraction is 1 by 3, second fraction is minus 1 by 3, this is 0, and this is 2 by 3, and this is minus 1. Therefore, in the given fractions, the denominator is 3. You observe this first of all. Now, let us come to the straight line and keep points at equal distances. You see, on this number line, you keep points at equal distances. You can consider the middle point as 0, and later you observe we are given 1 by 3, minus 1 by 3, 0, 2 by 3 and minus 1. First of all, you take this is 0 and this is plus 1 and this is minus 1. Now in between 0 and 1, this length should be divided into 3 equal parts. As the denominator is 3, we have to divide this 0 to 1 into 3 equal parts. If the denominator is 4, we have to divide this length into 4 equal parts. Okay. Therefore, in this case, as the denominator is 3, I divide 0 to 1 into 3 equal parts. You see here 1, 2, this is the first part, second part and third part. Now 0 to 1 and as well as 0 to minus 1 is divided into 3 equal parts. Now this point may be given by 1 by 3 and this point is 2 by 3 and this is minus 1 by 3 and this is minus 2 by 3 and this is minus 3 by 3. Of course this is equal to minus 1. Understood? Here I shall repeat again. You take first of all a number line, and on the number line you take points at equal distances. Let us consider this point as 0, then the right hand side point is Positive value is plus 1, and the left hand side to 0 you will get minus 1. As here the given fractions having the denominators 3, you divide 0 to 1 into 3 equal parts, and also you divide 0 to minus 1 into 3 equal parts. You observe. Okay. Now this is 1 by 3, this is 2 by 3, and this is 3 by 3. 3 by 3 is equal to 1, we know that. Similarly, on the left hand side to 0, this is minus 1 by 3, this is minus 2 by 3, this is minus 3 by 3. Once you get these points, then we can simply note down that what these points may represent. This point represents 1 by 3, the next point is 2 by 3, and this is 3 by 3, of course 1. And on the left hand side to 0, minus 1 by 3, and this is minus 2 by 3, and that is minus 1. Now the first point we have to locate is 1 by 3. Where is 1 by 3? Where can you find 1 by 3 on this number line? This point represents 1 by 3. Therefore, this is 1 by 3. Understood? Next, minus 1 by 3. You can say minus 1 by 3 here on the left hand side to 0. This is minus 1 by 3. Next, 0. You can find 0 straight away. This is the point 0. Next, 2 by 3. This is 2 by 3. Understood? Good. This is 2 by 3. And minus 1. Where can you find minus 1? Here is minus 1. This is minus 1. Like this, you can represent rational numbers which are in P by Q form on a number line. Now let us observe another question. How to represent an irrational number on a number line? Irrational numbers. The simple example for an irrational number is root 2. We know that. Now let us represent plus root 2 and minus root 2, plus root 5 and minus root 5 on number line. You come across this type of questions in your 9th class, isn't it? Okay, good. Now let us represent root 2 minus root 2 plus root 5 and minus root 5 on number line. Again, as usual, let us consider a straight line and let us name this as number line. And on this number line, let us keep points at equal distances. Understood? Now the middle point is 0. You consider the middle point as 0. On the right hand side to 0, you keep 1, 2, 3 and so on. And on the left hand side to 0, you keep minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. Understood? We located the positive values and we located the negative values also on the number line. Later we have to find where this plus root 2 lies on this number line, and we have to find where this minus root 2 lies on the number line. In order to get it, you may draw a perpendicular lines at plus 1 and minus 1. Understood? You draw a perpendicular line at plus 1 and also as well as at minus 1. We may recollect Pythagoras theorem once. Pythagoras theorem. What this Pythagoras theorem states? In a right triangle, hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. Understood? Pythagoras theorem. In a right triangle, hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus side square. Only hypotenuse is equal to root over side square plus side square. Let us use this knowledge to get root 2. If we join this point 0 to this end, then it becomes a right triangle. In this right triangle, this side is equal to 1 unit as the distance from 0 to 1 is 1. And also we draw this line segment with 1 unit only. This is 1 unit and this is 1 unit. Then in this right triangle, this is right angle. This is the side 1 unit and this side length is also 1 unit. Then what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is equal to root of side square plus side square. That is root over 1 square plus 1 square. 1 square is 1 plus 1 square is 1. 1 plus 1 is root 2. Therefore, the length of this hypotenuse is root 2 units. Similarly, the length of this hypotenuse is also root 2 units. Understood? Now, what to do is, let us keep the point of the circular at 0. Let us keep the point of the circular at 0 and stretch the circular up to this point and draw an arc like this. Understood? keep the pointer of the circular at 0 and stretch the circular up to this point and draw an arc like this. You draw an arc like this. This arc may cut the number line at a particular point. Similarly, on this side also, you keep the pointer of the circular at 0 and stretch the circular up to this point and draw an arc like this. This arc may cut the number line on the negative side also. Now we know that this length is equal to root 2 units and this length is also root 2 units. Therefore, the distance between 0 to this point of intersection is root 2 units plus root 2 units, and the distance between 0 to this point of intersection on the negative side of the number line is minus root 2 units. And later we will draw we will sketch to find root 5 and minus root 5. Root 5 is nothing but 4 plus 1, isn't it? 5 is equal to 4 plus 1. 4 means 2 square. 2 square plus 1 is 5. Therefore, on one side of the right triangle, we take it as 2 units. From 2, you draw a perpendicular line whose length is equal to 1 unit. And on the other side also, from minus 2, draw a line segment of length 1 unit. Now, as we did in the previous case, you join this point 0 to this end. Similarly, you join this point 0 to the other end. Now this is the right triangle. This is another right triangle. In this right triangle, this side is equal to 2 units. From 0 to 2, this distance is 2 units. Therefore, side of this right triangle is 2 units. And the side of this right triangle is 1 unit. Then the hypotenuse is square root of side square plus side square. 2 square is 4 plus 1 square is 1. Therefore, it is root 5 units. Understood? The length of this hypotenuse is root 5 units. Now, take the circular and keep the pointer of the circular at 0 and stretch the circular up to this point and draw an arc like this. Draw an arc passing through this point like this, so that it may meet the number line at a particular point. On the other side also, you keep the pointer of the circular at 0 and draw an arc which passes through to this point, may cut the negative side of the number line at a particular point, and this is minus root 5. Clear? Is it clear now? This is plus root 2 and this is minus, this value is minus root 2. Later, this is plus root 5. This point is plus root 5, and on the other side, this point is minus root 5. Plus root 2 and minus root 2. Plus root 5 and minus root 5. So that we located the given irrational numbers like root 2 minus root 2 plus root 5 and minus root 5 on the number line using Pythagoras theorem. Now we will do another question. How to represent a square root of a decimal number on a number line? How to represent a square root of a decimal number on a number line? Now let us represent root over 1.5 on number line. Look at this. Let us find the square root of 1.5 using division method. We took 1.5 and there are no other decimal places. I took zeros. Now in 1 you come across this method of finding square roots in your 9th class. Now we have to go for the square table. 1 into 1 is 1, you write it. You write under this 1 and subtract. Then you have 5 0. At each case you have to take two places. Therefore I took 50, 50. As point is there, we took point. Now we have to double this value 1. 1 into 2 is 2. Now if you take 2 here, you have to write 2 also there. 2 into 22 is 44. If you take 3, here also you should write 3. 3 into 23 will be 69, which is more than 50. Therefore, I wrote 2 here and there, and you multiplied this total value with this 2. 2 into 22 is equal to 44. 50 minus 44 is 6. Next, write the next 2 digits. 2 zeros. 600 now. We have 1.2. You forget about the point, the value is 1, 2, that is 12. You multiply this 12 with 2, that is 24. If we write 3 here and there also, if you multiply this 243 with 3, it may be more than 600. Therefore, you write 2 there and here also, and you multiply 242 with this 2. 2 into 242 is 484. If you subtract, you will get 116 is the remainder. Write the next 2 digits. Write next 2 zeros. That is now it is 11,600. So far we have 122. You double this, 244. Then 11,000 may be divisible by 2,500 only 4 times. As we know that 2,500 into 5 will be 12,000, around 12,000. Therefore, write 4 here and there also. And you multiply 2,444 with 4 and write down. 4, 4, 16, 1. 4, 4, 16 plus 1, 17, 1. 4, 4, 16 plus 1, 17, 1. And 4, 2 is 8 plus 1, 9. You come across how to find square root of a number using this division method already in 9th class. Now we got the value of root over 1.5, square root value of 1.5, which is equal to 1.224, and so on. Of course, it is not a terminating decimal. 1.224, we have to represent this on number line. You take a number line and this point is 0. On the right hand side to 0, you take positive values plus 1, plus 2. On the left hand side to 0, you take minus 1. As this value is 1.2, this value lies between plus 1 and plus 2. Plus 1 and plus 2. This place, this distance or this number line is to be magnified like this. It should be magnified as like this. Now 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 and 1.4. Later we have 1.22, means that 1.22 may lies between 1.2 and 1.3. Therefore, this part is to be magnified now. 1.2 to 1.3. This part is to be magnified. And you can note down 1.21, 1.22, 1.23, 1.24. And again 224. 224 may lies between 1.22 and 1.23. Therefore, this part is to be magnified again. Understood? So that 1.222, 1.223, 1.224 and 1.225. Our required point is now 1.224. 1.224. This is the point. This point represents the square root of 1.5. You already come across this type of model also in your 9th class. Now, arrangement of irrational numbers in either in ascending order or in descending order. Look at question number 1. Arrange 2 power 1 by 2, 2 power 5 by 2, 2 power 3 by 2 in ascending order. Now we are given the first number as 2 and you observe the remaining numbers, and all these numbers have some exponents. 1 by 2, 5 by 2 and 3 by 2 and so on. In all these exponents you can find 2 as denominator. We have given the number 2, and if you observe the remaining numbers, it is 2 power 1 by 2, 2 power 5 by 2, 2 power 3 by 2. In all these 3 exponents you can find fractions 1 by 2, 5 by 2 and 3 by 2. Now let us write all these given numbers in the same model. Already the last 3 numbers are in the same model, in the same form, and let us write the first number 2 also in the same form. We know that 2 means 2 power 1. 2 power 1 is nothing but 2 by 2, isn't it? 2 means 2 power 1, 2 power 1 is 2 by 2. Now if you observe now, this is 2 power 2 by 2, this is 2 power 1 by 2, this is 2 power 5 by 2 and this is 2 power 3 by 2. If we observe now all these numbers, you can find this is 2 power 2 by 2, this is 2 power 1 by 2, this is 2 power 5 by 2, this is 2 power 3 by 2. Now you can very easily write ascending order. Now ascending order means you have to write the least number to the greatest number. The least number is 2 power 1 by 2. The next value is 2 power 2 by 2. The next value is 2 power 3 by 2. And last value is 2 power 5 by 2. This is ascending order. If once you write in ascending order, then by writing its reverse order, you will get the descending order. 2 power 5 by 2, 2 power 3 by 2, 2 power 2 by 2 and 2 power 1 by 2. This is descending order and it is ascending order. Now let us see another question. Arrange 3 power 3 by 2 and 2 power 5 by 2 and 5 in ascending order. In the previous case, all the bases are same. Now here the bases are different. Arrange 3 power 3 by 2, 2 power 5 by 2 and 5 in ascending order. Again we have given the first value as 3 power 3 by 2. This 3 power 3 by 2 can be written as 3 cube to the power 1 by 2. This is in the form of a power m whole power n, a to the power of m into n. 3 into 1 by 2 is 3 by 2 only. Now 3 cube means 3 into 3 into 3 is 27 to the power 1 by 2. 27 to the power 1 by 2. Similarly, the second number 2 power 5 by 2 is 2 power 5 whole power 1 by 2. 2 power 5 is 32 whole power 1 by 2. And another number is 5. 5 means 5 power 1. You can write 5 power 1 as 5 power 2 by 2. Why? In order to equate all these denominators of the exponents. Therefore, this is 5 square whole power 1 by 2. 5 square is 25 to the power 1 by 2. Now, if you observe these three numbers, one is 27 to the power 1 by 2, second is 32 to the power 1 by 2, and the third number is 25 to the power 1 by 2. Now, in all these numbers, you can find the same exponents. Therefore, ascending order, among the three, the least number is 25. Therefore, 25 to the power 1 by 2. Let us start from this. The next highest number is 27 to the power of 1 by 2. And the greatest number among the three is 32 to the power 1 by 2. Therefore, ascending order, 25 to the power 1 by 2 is 5, 3 power 3 by 2 and 2 power 5 by 2 is ascending order. Now, descending order means you write them in reverse order. 2 power 5 by 2, 3 power 3 by 2 and 5 is descending order. All these concepts you come across in your 9th class only. Problems to practice. Show that root 3 plus root 5 is an irrational number. Show that root 5 is an irrational number. Show that 1 by root 2 is an irrational number. And show that 3 plus 2 root 5 is an irrational number. I gave the solution link to the given 4 problems in your description. You may please go through them and you may try to solve at your own. These will be useful for your present at the class. Thank you one and all.